Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to Life, Loss and Hope. In the launch video, I talked about stories from our mission work, which this one is directly linked to last week's sharing on hope. So what do you do when you're feeling yourself in challenging times, when you're feeling discouraged, lacking hope, or feeling low? I don't know about you, but what I do is I think about certain people, events, or experiences that have brought me hope. I choose to think about these things intentionally when I need encouragement or I've begun to think that nothing will change. Because what we focus on becomes our focus. It's like a magnifying lens. If you look through it and you focus on something, all of the other things get smaller. There are many things that I think about, but this is one of my favorite go-to stories that never fails to inspire me and to renew hope. So several years ago, we were joining a team of doctors, nurses, pharmacists, dental and healthcare workers on a medical and dental outreach to Eastern Africa. Most of the team came from America, and we only travelled from here, so we had that lucky. And the aim was to set up a camp in a field in a very rural area in Ethiopia, providing free medical and dental care for the local communities, some of whom had travelled long distances just to get some help. There were many incredible events during the week of intensive clinics, but there's one lady's situation that was totally life-changing for her and for us, and I'm going to share that with you now. So I'm going to switch to telling this from her perspective. So this lady, she was living a very basic life in poverty in a rural area in a hut with no medical facilities nearby. And over a period of years, probably many years, she had noticed something growing inside her mouth. At first it felt like a minor irritation, a nuisance, but gradually it grew bigger and bigger and bigger. The growth had grown so large that she had become virtually unable to eat, speak or drink, and she was severely malnourished. And I can only imagine what she was thinking and feeling. She was despondent perhaps and thinking that there was no help around. And I can imagine her family's worry and fear that she was going to die. And then suddenly they hear about a team of people coming from the UK, the other side of the world, 4,000 miles away. And in the hopelessness of their situation, there's a spark of hope that arises, probably even the last hope for her. So the family managed to get this lady to the camp in the heat of the day, and they wait for hours to be seen in the crowds. And I saw her first in the prayer tent, and I was quite shocked to see the size of this growth in her mouth. By this time, it was breaking through the skin on her cheek. It was the size of a grapefruit. I could only guess that it was a tumour, and we prayed for a miracle, not really expecting what happened later. She was seen by the medics then, who were confounded and didn't know what to do. So they sent her to the dental tent to be seen by my husband, Graham. He examined her and was also unsure what the growth was. He'd never seen anything like it in all these years. However, his intuitive feeling was that it was a solid mass, and that if only he was able to start resecting it, that maybe he would find the issue. And to be honest, he said to the doctor that he was out of his depth. No suction, no sterile clinic, only a plastic chair and some instruments. But the doctor said, if you don't take action, she's going to die. So Graham said, let's all start praying. And he decided to have a go and dissect it. And do you know what it was? It was a massive build-up over time, years and years and years, decades of calculus in the mouth. And it had grown over several teeth and lots of tissue. And he was able to remove this bit by bit, painstakingly. And then she went to a local clinic to get strong enough because of the malnutrition to go home to her family. Can you imagine the joy that this was for her loved ones? And indeed for us as a team, it felt like a miracle. One lady, 4,000 miles away, who had nearly given up hope on her situation. And I'm sure she never imagined that some strangers from the other side of the world would arrive in her homeland and bring not only hope, but new life. I love this mission story and I hope it blesses you, because nothing is impossible for God. And whatever your situation is, never ever give up hope. It can come when we least expect it and in a form that we could never imagine. So keep hoping. Hope is the oxygen of life, and life can and does change. My heart to yours, bless you today.